week 42, day 2, and we continue in our reading of the Gospels. Today we have two selections from Matthew chapter 8 verses 18 through 34 and chapter 9 verses 18 through 38. In Mark we'll be reading chapter 4 verse 35 through chapter 5 verse 43, and then in Luke chapter 8 verses 22 to 56 and chapter 9 verses 57 to 62. Here we see the other portion. Yesterday we were looking at parables. Today we're seeing the other part of Jesus' ministry, which often revolved around miracles. And Jesus had three types of miracles that we see. One demonstrated his power over nature, something that only God himself would have. His power over the demonic, again, something that only God has. And the very power over sickness and death. And again, you got it, a power that only God would have. The fact that anybody would second guess that Jesus was from God, that Jesus was God, is a little bit mystifying. But we still have people who question that today. Nonetheless, the miracle stories that we read about Jesus tell us more about who he is. Whether it's him calming the storm or healing the woman who had been bleeding for many years, or the demoniac. And in many cases, in particular with this woman and the demoniac, Jesus reaches out and touches those who are considered ceremonially unclean, something that some people that others would have avoided at all costs. But Jesus doesn't have to worry about being clean because holiness and cleanliness comes from him. They flow through him to those whom he heals. Jesus' power knows no bounds. Not only is his healing there for those who are Jews, the people, the children of God, but they're also for the Gentiles. What a glorious thing to know that God's power has no limits, that God's power and his love have no boundaries, but he loves us all, and his power is available to us all if we just ask.